welcome to the Financial Freedom Now Show. Thank you so much again for stopping by. If it's your first time, welcome on board. We talk all things financial freedom here. And if you are a returnee, you're used to our shows, previous shows on any of your platforms, podcast or podcast platforms, then welcome back and hope you've enjoyed the previous episodes. Now today I have a fantastic, lovely person with me, a guest with me today. She is absolutely fabulous with all the things I've heard. Now, I looked at your bio and I was, I was just like, wow. But then I read something on social media yesterday. I thought, it wasn't coincidental that I've seen this, and I want to start off from there. Welcome to the show, Natasha. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Toyin. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I'm super, super excited.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, before I even get you to introduce yourself, I saw something on social media yesterday. I think it was a picture of your mom, and
Yeah.
you had taken her out, and you said surprised that, and that was like, oh my goodness, this is what this is all about. The financial freedom we all seek. It's not just about for what we want; it's about doing things for our loved ones. And I saw one of the snippets in there. You said you the first time you were going to travel out was when you were 36. Is that correct?
Yeah. So, yeah,
And
the
then it
first
was,
time I ever,
yeah, go on.
yeah, the first time I ever went on a holiday with my mum was at the age of 36. We
Yeah.
actually went abroad.
Wow. Yeah. So it was like the first time you actually went, but I was like, wow. I was like, you know what, guys? There's no such thing as it's too late. It's gone past. So I saw that and I thought, Natasha, what better way to start off your story, sharing who you are, what you're about, but just letting us into that background of what was behind the new Natasha that we see. Over to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a business mentor predominantly for the beauty industry, salon industry, and my background didn't really start off as I am today. We had a really difficult background. So we were living in council housing. I'm from North London, from a council estate in North London, and we never really had much money at all. We always had to get help from the government. We were on benefits. We were probably, well, my mum actually says that we were the poorest in our area. So money was always a thing for us. And like I said, I never went on holiday with my mum. Holiday for us was going to Clacton-on-Sea in a caravan. And we had some dodgy caravans, trust me. One never had a toilet or a shower. We had to go and use like the communal showers. But we loved it because we was obviously spending time as a family together, and we had the swimming pool and all of that. But we never went abroad. We never had these luxuries that my kids now have today.
Oh wow, wow. I mean, it's just. I mean, I think it is. It is. Why I wanted to start on that was purely because I wanted to sort of let our listeners and if you're watching this as well, know the essence of what financial freedom is. But then also, it doesn't necessarily mean that you've always had the perfect upbringing, or you've always had the perfect background, or you come from some very wealthy background. Absolutely not. It's a pursuit, and the mere fact that you did not have certain things growing up doesn't mean that that story is going to continue. You can change that story. You can actually desire what it is you want in life. And absolutely, obviously, your story just as it shows that you've done that for yourself as well. So it's absolutely great. Your Bell says your philosophy is simple. What is that philosophy?
Yeah, my philosophy is simple. It is literally to work less and earn more. So I'm all about business owners really being rewarded for that risk that they're taking, because it is a risky business. Setting up your own business is bloody risky. You're
Absolutely.
not getting that secure financial monthly wage every month. If you don't make sales, you don't get paid. And I learned that, from setting up my own business, I didn't pay myself for 3 years, and it was tough. It was really tough. And now I'm almost on a mission to stop other business owners doing that to themselves, start to pay themselves a really decent wage.
Yeah. Oh, that. I mean, absolutely, music to the ears of any business owner, and even anyone in the job. You want to work less, you want to earn more, and if there's a way to do that, wouldn't you want to find out? So, Natasha, you ran your business for 9 years, and then eventually decide
Yes.
actually you wanted to go, you wanted to take it a step not enough for that. Tell us what that experience was like doing that for 9 years. Some people are actually just looking to start their businesses. What are the main things you sort of want us to actually pick out from that then? And then why have you then moved from running that business, which and then moving into now doing what you do now?
Yeah. So I had my own laser and skin clinic for 9 years. I originally set it up with a business partner who was my investor because I actually didn't have the money to do it myself. It's really expensive to have your own bricks and mortar business. And we was in a very busy shopping centre within Greater London. So we teamed together. He was like the investor behind it. I was the business brains, and we formed a salon together. He did nails and pedicures downstairs, and I was upstairs doing laser and skin treatments. And from the very get go, I didn't want to be a beauty therapist with a business, with a salon. I wanted to be a business owner. So I heavily relied on staff from the get go. And that was very difficult. When you're setting up a business and you don't have any clientele, it is super, super hard. I thought, I was very naive at that time, and I thought I could just open the doors and everybody would come rushing in. And I learned so many lessons. I learned how to be an employer. I learned financial management, what to do and what not to do.
Mm,
I learned so many things across those 9 years that people started to ask me, how can I set up my own business? What can I do? And I've always done mentoring from 2006. I've always had a passion for business mentoring, and I've always helped other people with my knowledge, because ever since I left school at the age of 16, I've been running some kind of business, and it's
mm,
been lots of different types. But after running the bricks and mortar business for 9 years, and I actually split from that business partner after 4 years and went completely on my own. I had my own clinic just around the corner from him, and we've still got an amazing relationship. But after running the business for 9 years altogether and 5 years on my own, I realised that there wasn't as much profit as I could make when I had an online business. So during the pandemic, when all of our businesses shut, within about 6 weeks, I'd set up my own online mentoring business. I was helping business owners for free. Everybody was at home. And I thought, what's the best way that I could serve all of these salon owners that were just sitting around? Their businesses were forced to close. How can I help them? And I started running 5 day challenges. And within the first 5 days that I ran that challenge, I made over £16,000. And I was like, what the hell? In 5 days, I've done that with just a computer or my iPhone, and just helping people, And I went on to continue with that business. And then when COVID, obviously, we were able to open again. I was running my salon and the online business. And I put my business hat on and I said to myself, what am I doing? Because I'm splitting my time
mm,
between these two businesses. The first business was probably making around 20% in profit at a good time. And just
mm,
bearing in mind that we just went through 2 years of hell with COVID.
mm,
So we had lots of debt, bounce back loans, all of that stuff. And I put my business hat on and I said to myself, well, if I can make 20% with a whole team, I've got really high costs because we're still in the shopping centre. I've got all of these overheads. I've got this bounce back loan. You know, is it actually worth it? And I looked at my online business and I was making at least 80% profit. And I could actually create that income with just me on my own. I didn't
mm,
need a fancy clinic. I didn't need all of these overheads. And, I that's what I literally did. I put my business hat on and I said to myself, now's the time to really go all in on the mentoring,
mm,
help as many business owners as I can because I was really enjoying it. and sell my clinic. So that's what I did. And now I'm fully all in on the online business.
Oh wow. Wow. As it
Yeah.
is, wow. I mean, quite a few things. I don't know if you sort of picked out a lot. I'm sure you have picked out a lot of things from what Natasha's just said there. But I'll just reiterate the things I picked. Whilst everyone was there moaning and complaining, the government needs to do something, we need to open the doors, we're all locked up here. Natasha was busy carving up a new business. Now, the truth is, every single day that passes by, there is new opportunity for you. The truth is, are you opening your eyes to see it? Or you're just choosing to actually complain. I'm not saying that things weren't tough for a lot of people. I mean, people lost loved ones. It was, but you only can manage what you've got control over, right? And what Natasha
Exactly.
did there was literally carve out a new life for her because she was also affected. Her business was also closed down. She could have chosen to have just that morning, pull the blanket over her head to say, you know what, this is all going pear shaped, and I really don't know what to do here. But she decided to think, what can I do in this situation? So the truth is, as you're listening now and watching, whatever situation you're going through, what are you sort of taking a step back to say, how best can I deal with the situation? How can I find myself out of the situation I am in now, and seek financial freedom? Because Natasha definitely chose not to be one of the statistics about where the business has closed down. They literally were in such misery situation. I mean, everyone was affected. My business was affected with COVID, but it's a case of what else can I do? How else can I get myself out of the situation and get me into a totally different terrain? And for Natasha, it wasn't just a case of getting through. It actually even then opened her eyes to see something a lot better than what she was doing, because she was making even more money without having the extra overheads that she had and doing something she loved. So I mean, if you heard Natasha there earlier saying that she actually loved doing this earlier. She was already doing some of mentoring, so it wasn't something entirely new. But it took the hard times for her to actually see this. One of the things I wanted to pick up on before we go ahead is you mentioned somewhere there you left school at 16, yet
Yeah.
you went ahead to start up a business. You have been doing this for a long, and you went to start up a business. A lot of people would have felt like, well, my disadvantage is I never really had any opportunity. How did you? How? Just tell us how you were able to sort of find that path. Is it just some genes that you've got that's helped you find your entrepreneurial spirit? What exactly is it about you that makes you find that way?
Yeah, I think my mum's definitely been an inspiration for me in terms of setting up a business. So when I was leaving school, she was just getting into her makeup studio, and she went into this indoor market on a shoestring. Literally, she didn't have much, and she set up her own business, and she made me realize how easy it was if you just set your mind to it. She didn't
Mm,
have the money to do it, but
mm,
she got resourceful. She got what she needed at that time to get started. So soon as I left school, I was like, I just want my own freedom.
mm,
I don't want to put myself into a forced education, because I'm not happy doing that. I just want to go out, do my own thing, and learn from my experiences. And that's what I did. So I left, school at 16. I actually left home at the ages between my GCSEs, so between 15 and 16.
wow,
So by the time I'd finished my GCSEs, I was already living on my own. Um,
that's
and I was
brave.
actually working with my mum. So I actually, yeah, it is. I was actually working with my mum. So she had a makeup studio, and I decided to set up a now technician business within her makeup studio. So we were always very close. We loved working together, and yeah, that's where my entrepreneurial journey really started. Um, and it wasn't easy. I realised that if I didn't have any clients, I wasn't going to get any money to pay for the rent. So
Mm,
I had to get two jobs. I had to get a steady job working in a cafe from like 7 to about 2 p.m. And then after 2 p.m., I could book clients in to do their nails. So I was juggling lots of time management things as
mm,
well. I was learning about that, learning that money just doesn't flow very easily, especially if you don't really know about marketing and things like that. And then by the age of 17, I was actually pregnant and I had my first child.
Hmm.
So I had
Teen pregnancy.
lots of obstacles to come up against, through my entrepreneurial journey. But at the age of 17, I literally sat down. I was 39 weeks pregnant. I sat in my little bed sit. We had to share the kitchen and the bathroom, and I mapped out what my dream salon would look like. I literally sat down and I drew a little floor plan and
Hmm.
I said, that is where I want to be.
Hmm.
And that one session that I had with myself almost crafted all of the decisions, all of the actions, every single step that I took for the next 20 years.
Hmm.
Because by the time I was 31, I'd managed to achieve that dream.
Oh wow.
But it didn't come easy, trust me.
Oh, I can just totally wow. I'm even a bit more wild than I was. So yeah, like you said, you had obstacle being looking to be a mom at 17. You were only only just you're not an adult yourself. So and for
No.
you to have a meeting with yourself, which is something I emphasize over and over again. Call yourself into a meeting. Have a period where you sort of retreat and get that conversation. I would say call yourself into a board meeting and have you and you and you at that meeting having and for you to be able to do that at 17, being able to sort of map out that life you want for yourself. And not only doing that as well, I mean, it was just brave that the fact that you were able to do that young, but then also go ahead and carry it out. And you had every reason to sort of say, "Oh, you know what, something else has befallen me. I'm pregnant. I'm going to be a mom. I don't have more money. Business was not doing great." You could have chosen that path and been sorry
Yeah,
for yourself.
yeah.
But no, you didn't. You decided to call yourself. And what you said there, which is another thing I sort of believe in, is actually vision board visioning, the power of vision, just
Oh,
being able to draw it out at that stage. And I'm sure it was not because you had any foresight of this is going to happen. It was just a case of this is what I would like to happen and what I
yeah,
would want. And see it manifesting. It's almost like you're calling it into existence, isn't it? And that
totally,
is
absolutely.
really, really, really good. I don't know if you, I'm sure you all are like, wow, Natasha, tell us
Yeah,
more. But it's no, it's really, really good. And I think a lot of people see the success you've achieved now and just think, oh wow, you just happen to be lucky. You just happen to have just done something right after COVID. But no, it's come all the way from those things that you've done from whilst you were 15, 16, 17, and
yeah,
being able to build that almost like the life skill. But I think one of the things you also mentioned there, and if anyone else hasn't picked this, but it's just trying to highlight it, if you do not want financial freedom for yourself, if you do not want to be successful for yourself, do it for your children. So obviously there
yeah,
you can see here what Natasha said about being inspired by mom. And mom also was in the same situation that she was in there. They didn't have much. But even at that, was trying to start up a business. And even if a mom had already been saying, "Oh, Natasha, you can do this, you can do that," but she didn't see what she was doing. So this was she was learning from example, learning she was doing what her mom was doing, not what her mom was saying to do. So even if you don't want this for yourself, do it for the generation coming up in. Because I mean, of course, you should want it for yourself, but I'm just saying that even if that's the only reason why you get up your backside and start doing something now, do it for the next generation so you can leave footprints. Natasha here can talk about. I mean, a mom might have not given her the holidays that she wanted as a child, but what she gave her was birth the entrepreneurial spirit in her that's now helped birth the success that Natasha is today. So Natasha, tell
yeah.
us about now what you up to because I know you do retreats, you do loads of seminars. What's happening? What's buzzing now?
Yeah, so now I offer one-to-one mentoring. That's one of the biggest income generators for me with one-to-one mentoring. So it's crafting out a strategy and a plan for business owners so that they can work less and earn more, basically. And then we've also got my academy. So this is a group coaching program
Mm-hmm.
that we meet up twice a week. We just had one this morning,
Oh, wow.
and we keep each other accountable. You know, we set some big goals. We're all about visioning and dreaming big,
Mm,
and it's with that, it's not just about sitting there and meditating and thinking
mm,
it into existence. We have to take action as well. So we're all about targets, setting goals, tracking KPIs, and all of that masculine,
mm,
good data
mm,
that we really drive our business forward with. And then I also do the retreats as well. So we go away for 3 nights. It's set in a beautiful location. We have 2 days business workshop, and then we have a full day of rest and relaxation in the spa. Just it seems like the perfect balance of learning as
mm.
well.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I do lots of free masterclasses. I do paid masterclasses, and my business is all based online. So I have clients up in Scotland, down in the south. They're everywhere, and I just feel that I can help so many more people. And what I really want to touch on, what you said just previously, is ending that generational poverty. I'm on that
Mm,
mission to do that within my family. I want to be able to say, right, it stops here.
mm,
Nobody else is going to have to suffer and go through what we've been through. And that's what really drives me. That's where my passion really comes. I'm thinking about future generations. I'm thinking about my 3 children. I'm thinking about impacting other business owners as well, and how it impacts their lives and their children's lives.
mm.
So yeah, it's so important.
Indeed, you're creating a footprint in the sand of time. Because and I always say that's the beauty of being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. It's not just about you. It's also who else are you helping, and how are you helping them then actually change their financial future. And which is what this show is all about: financial freedom, bringing that enlightenment to everyone, knowing fully well just because you're in the situation you are in now doesn't mean that's the end of the story. You can change that story. Natasha is looking to change that story within her family and putting an end to that to any line of poverty that they've experienced either before now. So it is
Yeah,
absolutely important. Oh my goodness, I could talk to you on and on for the next. I mean, because I just it's music to my ears. These are all things that that are right on. That are high on my priority in terms of achieving financial freedom, changing the
yeah,
story. I didn't come from a very wealthy background myself, so being able to achieve the things that I'm doing now, and obviously continuing on that financial freedom path, it's not been the easiest, but it's been enjoyable.
mm,
And just keep learning every day. I know we keep sharing every now and then, and we learn from same places in terms of marketing and how you can expand your businesses and be so there is. It's not a case that either Natasha or myself have gotten to the point where we think we know it all. We're constantly learning. And I can always
yeah,
say the day
all
you
the
stop
time.
learning is the day you die, isn't it? You constantly
Yeah,
learn how to do things, what to do. So it's been fantastic. And I could go on and on. But definitely something I would want to sort of follow on your journey, maybe in the next 12 months and see where you are. But before we say follow your journey, wrapping it up, what does the next 5 years look like for your business, for you and your business?
yes. So I've got a 3 year sort of plan to and a strategy to grow my business to at least 7 figures for the next 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And when I talk about, having a 7 figure, you always hear like coaches and people talk about having a 7 figure business. And what I find, there's one point that I want to really bring up, and it's about not creating a business that consumes you so much that
Mm,
you don't have a decent profit margin. And this is what I'm all about. I'm all about educating business owners to really look at their business from a profitability point of view,
mm,
because there's no point in turning over 7 figures if you're only making a 20 grand profit, for
absolutely.
example. You get people that are sucked into doing advertising and putting on ads, and then they're spending 900,000 on ads and they're generating 7 figures, but they're no better off than when
Mm,
they were maybe a 5 figure business.
mm,
So I'm all about not falling into that trap of becoming a seven figure business and then not having the profitability there. I
Mm,
want to make sure that I can, my plan is to increase my profits so that I can then invest it into things like property so that I can increase my net worth. And I
mm,
know that that's what's going to really help with that generational,
yeah,
getting rid of that generational poverty and creating generational wealth. Yeah.
mm.
So that's really my main strategy
Oh wow.
for my business over the next 3 years.
And just looking at what you've achieved in the last, I mean, 2 to 3 years, I have no doubt that you would even smash that goal easily. Because I see the things you're doing. I follow you on social media. I know that for a fact you would easily do that. And talking about following you on social media, what was the best way to contact you? I know we'll put some things in the show notes, but is there any sort of pro? I mean, mentioned you do one-to-one trainings, you do groups coaching. If there's anyone out there thinking, how can Natasha actually help me build a business, or they think I resonate with Natasha, I've come from similar backgrounds. How can you sort of, is there any way you can help them in any of your master classes? How does that work?
Yeah. So the best thing to do is to either go and download one of my cheat sheets or go and watch one of my masterclasses. And if you like the way that I work, and then we've got a good vibe, it is an application process. So if you do want to work with me, I always make sure it's a right fit for you, make sure it's a right fit for me, make sure you're the right place of your journey to grow your business.
Mm,
So yeah, download one of the free cheat sheets. I've got like a Google Business cheat sheet all about generating leads for your business. That's a really good one to download. But you can add me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram. But Facebook's my main platform. That's the
yeah,
one that I like the most.
absolutely, absolutely. And when do you download the cheat sheets? Would you provide us that link? I'll put it in show notes.
Yeah, so the cheat sheet is all about your Google business listing. So if you've got a business and you haven't got a Google business listing, go and claim it because it's
Mm,
a completely free service that Google offer you. And Google's the biggest search engine on the planet, and if you're not on it, then your clients and your customers are not going to find you. So
yeah.
definitely get on it.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Fantastic, Natasha. This was supposed to be after time it's called, but hey, when you have a good guest, you're gonna try and I'm trying all my best for you all to get as much as I can get from Natasha, because I'm sure you all love what Natasha has shared today and learned a lot. This is probably one of the episodes that you're gonna have to go back over again, just listen in between what she said there, because I think there are loads of business and life lessons that you can incorporate into your life to make sure you change that financial feature. Thank you so much, Natasha, for joining us. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. We look forward to continue to follow your journey and seeing you smash that 3 year goal. All the best
Oh
and
yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a fantastic show yet again. I'm on the Financial Freedom Now show. If there's any way we can help you, Natasha can help you. You can go in the show notes and see how you can actually get in touch with Natasha. You can follow her on Facebook, and also you can follow the Financial Freedom Now on any of the platforms. You follow myself on social media as well. Until next time, thank you very much. Stay blessed. God loves you.